Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel Evolve with Monette. I'm so happy to have you joining me today. And for those of you that are new here, I am a professional intuitive empath. And today I'm going to be serving you cotton candy realness. I drove by the county fair on my way home tonight and I was inspired. And I said in the live, I did not want to test on a new strain of COVID, so I decided to come home and make my own calorie-free cotton candy, COVID-free cotton candy, and do a little whimsy here. It made me nostalgic for simpler times when we just could go to the county fair that was by our house and have some of the best food and have some of the most exhilarating rides and not give a damn about how many germs there were, even though it was always a pretty germy place, right? But so the simpler kind of life. Gwen Stefani. Tonight you guys are here because on some level you are seeking a simpler kind of life, and the message that I want to bring forward today is Elastic Heart by Sia. Even as I'm shuffling, this energy comes in, and this energy comes in, and it's about relationship. It's about coming into union. And this has just been the download. It's been something that's happening in the community, but it's also something that I've been downloading in the last couple days, coming into union. That has been like a big thing. And the Four of Wands is about coming into union. For LGBTQIA couples, this is a same-sex union. For anybody else, gender and fluidity, all that stuff doesn't matter in the tarot. What we're dealing with is coming into union. And I think that's why, oh my gosh, what else flips out here? The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups as well. So this is definitely coming into union, guys. Thick skin and an elastic heart. That song in the last few weeks, gosh, maybe the last couple months. It's not been as recent as the last few weeks, but in the last couple months, yeah, the reading's beginning. It's beginning. I was gonna have a thing, but my angel said shut up. All right, so we have the Ten of Wands here. This is about putting something down, and I think it's a good segue, getting clarity in a situation with the Ace of Swords, ultimate clarity. Also, I love this here, Divine Feminine, because do you see that fox there? If I can get the glare right, there is an energy here of ferociousness. I love it. And that's what I've been teaching, and that's what I've been walking through in my own journey, is this energy of having to be ferociously protective, ferociously ambitious, ferociously ostentatious, ferociously daring, ferociously relentless regarding the pursuit of truth. And a lot of you guys watching have had to do the same thing, but it's because you were once in this position. Eight of Swords. A lack of abundance. 8 stands for abundance. And when you have it here and you are tied, we were binding ourselves to relationships. I just had a question in the live from Introverted Artist about should she go out? And I'm just shouting you out here, Introverted Artist, because I thought it was such a powerful lesson. Should she go out on a date? Because she's on this twin flame, divine feminine, divine masculine journey, and she's not getting the energy and the feedback, the validation and the sexy acknowledgement that she needs from her partner, because her partner is doing anything. And I said, sweetest of Introverted Artists, please put on your best dress and head out and date, because it is absolutely the right thing for you to do. And for you divine feminines watching, it's the right thing for you to do too. Look at you. Take a good look at your face. Go to the mirror and see that smile, and notice the ability for you to have a warm embrace and release the tracks of your tears, girl, because you are moving into a place where you can release a lot of those fears, girl. And the reason they say is because the sun is coming out. It's coming out now, not just tomorrow, and it didn't just come out today. This is something that's taking you into your future. Another 8 card here with the sign of Leo with the sun. And so the energy the energy of that is very much like yeah. The energy, sorry guys, my production crew over here is helping me. I have been, you just saw the crazy, I'm like trying to signal without signaling. But here's what I will say. Thank you. Here's what I will say. this is moving us into a new space, okay? Now, the reason that it's thick skin and an elastic heart, because you were dealing with somebody who was very much an ego. All right? Anytime we see the Five of Swords, we're dealing with ego. Pardon me, guys. So anytime we're dealing with the Five of Swords, we're dealing with mind games, manipulation, someone trying to get away with something, and definitely ego. Excuse me. Combined with the Six of Wands. Normally this would be triumphant, but right now it's ego. It's somebody who is operating out of their lower chakras and their lower base nature. The reason we get to the place where thick skin and an elastic heart is necessary is because we've gone through a battle with somebody who was giving us this kind of energy instead of edifying us or instead of lifting us up. Let's see if I can pull it back up here. Mercury retrograde, everything that I've tried to do, even speaking, interesting for me. All right, guys. Let's talk a little bit about the lyrics and then we're going to go through and do the read. All right, my angel said to come do this with you guys tonight, so let's see here, okay? And another one bites the dust. Oh, why can I not conquer love? And I might have thought that we were one. Wanted to fight this war without weapons. The reason that this song even came into my mind is because there's somebody, I follow nobody on Instagram and I don't care about all that stuff, honestly. Maybe I will later, but it's just, I'm an 80s baby, if you can't tell, through and through. And the beeper was enough for me, like, really. I've evolved, but y'all, it's a lot. But anyway, Sam, his name is Sam, and I'm going to connect the video. And he does these, like, loops on Instagram and also TikTok. I don't know what else he does. But he just does a snippet of the song, which can be so frustrating, because his voice is, like, magical, majestic. Also, because he happens to look like Thor, he's gorgeous, blonde and blue, and he sings like an actual angel. I'm super attracted to him at all. In all ways. He just and he's Australian too, so he's got a great accent, but then he sings and it's just, anyway, I could gush and gush. The whole internet is, he has millions of followers. But what I will say is that I caught a snippet of it. Now, I have heard Sia's and I was captivated by Shia LaBeouf. Fun fact, they dated, and he's quite charming in his own weird, creepy, crazy way, as a lot of women say. I might do a video about Shia LaBeouf, but he's always fascinated me. But what I will say is that I watched it with Sia, and there was all that controversy with Maddie Ziegler doing the acting of the shadow self, which is a beautiful depiction of the runner-chaser dynamic in the divine masculine and feminine journey. So I will connect that video below for you to see. But the clip that caught me and arrested my soul, spirit, and just permeated my heart was him singing it. For some reason, I heard the lyrics more clearly. For some reason, I understood the intent. And I'd heard it with Sia, and I'd belted out the chorus along with the rest of the world when it was all that was looping on the radio, and on our streaming sites and services and whatever. But radio, you see, 80s baby, I can't help it, on the boombox. But what I will tell you is that when I heard him, there was such an angelic clarity. It was like, oh, this is what this song's about. Now, heartbreak and heartache and you letting go and realizing something may not go the way you think always breaks us open to hearing things for the first time. It's where some of the greatest music is made. But I heard him, and the thing that caught me is he says, I wanted it. This is my part. He says, and I wanted it bad, but there were so many red flags. Now another one bites at us. Yeah, let's be clear. I trust no one. Y'all, douche. It was like, it wasn't Hiroshima. It was the radiation blast that literally leveled that place. It just blew me open. I was like, yeah, I wanted it bad, but there were so many red flags. Divine Feminine tonight. Can I ask you, how many red flags were there in your relationship that might have been basura or trash, now that you've estimated that maybe they were a karmic soulmate and not so divine after all? How many red flags were there? But you wanted it so bad, and you didn't care how many red flags, how many times it didn't go the way you thought it would go, how many times you thought yes or no, or you heard yes or no. When you heard yes or no, you heard games. You heard things that people were saying. You saw small offers coming through. You did not see someone standing there to honor you. You saw someone making you a choice. You saw someone not hearing your voice. You saw someone that said that they were tied. You saw someone who looked in your face and lied. I don't have resources. I have nothing to give. I don't understand commitment. This is just not the way I live. But all the while, right underneath, they were stockpiling away, and they were not bringing you any of their resources that they saved for a rainy day, because the rainy day was not ever about you. The rainy day was to get them through. You didn't have a partner, Divine Feminine. You had a thief stealing from you. This 8, like we said, is about abundance and mastery. It's about coming into an ultimate acknowledgement of a situation. It's about getting back to your career game. It's about earning money in a way that makes you feel good. It's about being seen and honored because you're seeing and honoring yourself. You wanted something, you wanted it so bad, but there were so many red flags, and now another one bites the dust. Yeah, let's be clear. I trust no one. Why do you trust no one? Because people that offer this are sometimes really bringing what? This. Foolish behavior, foolish energy, walking off a cliff. Your divine person that you ascribe that moniker to did all of this. And that means that they left, thinking that maybe you would not be bereft, but so many of you were, because you always knew. So I want to ask you about the red flags and why, when you saw them, you didn't think of a new thing to do. That's where we heal, Divine Feminine. Now, she says after, you did not break me. I'm still fighting for peace. I've got thick skin and an elastic heart, but your blade might be too sharp. I'm like a rubber band. Until you pull too hard, I may snap and move fast, but you won't see me fall apart because I've got thick skin and an elastic heart. I've been telling you about coming into union. This is not about whoever you thought. This is about where you're going to. This is why you have to have thick skin and an elastic heart. How many of you guys watched the person that you cared about bring you their trauma and their drama and didn't honor your relationship? Were you ever really even in a relationship with them, or were you in a relationship with their ghost? With the King of Cups, we have a masculine energy or a feminine, depending on what you're here seeking, but it's someone who's emotionally available for love. Now, they don't say a lot. Now, that's the thing, but they know how to communicate, and they know how to be grown up, and they do speak up when it is time to have the real interaction. That's why you had to have thick skin and an elastic heart, because when you move into new union, you can't take all the BS from the past with you. You have to be available. You have to be ready. You have to know that when it comes in for you, this is coming in, that it's going to be something that is solid. Yes. I love these two cards together. I love this. The Emperor and the Knight of Wands. We have passion and we have stability. Both of those things are the perfect recipe. When you've had thick skin and an elastic heart, this is what you have to look forward to. I love the part where she says, I might snap it, I might move too fast. This speaks to the part of us that all had to get into that Queen of Swords energy as we protected ourselves, as we went into battle with people that were really trying to trigger some of those past woundings, right? You had to have thick skin and an elastic heart, because while they healed in codependent other connections, you guys took the honoring path, the high road, and you didn't do that. You healed. And you did it, and you thickened that skin, and you stretched the elasticity of your heart. And she says, again, she repeats that stanza. Yeah, I love that, about your blade being too sharp. that was one of the red flags. Whatever situation you were in was more than you could probably handle, and you weren't really honest with yourself about that. You didn't want to give up because you thought, you know, I've put so much time and energy here. But the truth is, your angels made you give up because they said, we guarantee you, I love it so much, success. Just not here. Maybe somewhere else and with another energy. But you couldn't let that situation take away your empathy, strip you of your empathy. Thick skin and an elastic heart means that when it's time to move forward, you will do your part. You will carry a relationship with a partner who's willing to carry it with you, not just observe the things that you do. Thick skin and an elastic heart, divine feminine, we bounce back, we come back, we pull ourselves back together, we re-snatch our waist and our lives and our bank account, we re-snatch our hearts, we unsnap the broken places, and we float in, calling in our fragments to agree that love, even in its toxicity, did not conquer thee, because you have thick skin, divine feminine, and an elastic heart. It's time to bounce back. It's time to thaw out. I have some great music to finish up your healing or to help you through it if you're just beginning. The Frozen Call, it will be uploaded tonight. Please take a look of that and check out Jonah Jensen's site and her page on YouTube. She's a singer, a Swedish singer. The real life Elsa sprung to life, but a haunting melody she does sing. And when you're going through the broken places and seeing how far that rubber band could be stretched again, this kind of music brings you right back to center. I'm proud of you for your elasticity. I'm proud of you for rebounding and not just creating new messes and the shrapnel of broken people in your wake. That's what your counterpart did. You healed, and now you get the real thing. Come back and join me next time, Divine Feminine, and we will continue to evolve together.